Hello my friend, I am Mr. Hernandez. I will tell a story from the Bible. The story of Moses. Moses is one of the most significant figures in the Bible, known for leading the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt and receiving the Ten Commandments from God. The story begins in Egypt, where the Israelites had become numerous and were seen as a threat by the Pharaoh. To control their population, the Pharaoh ordered that all Hebrew baby boys be killed. In an act of faith and courage, Moses' mother hid him for 3 months and then placed him in a basket in the Nile River. The basket was found by Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted Moses and raised him as her own in the royal palace. Though raised as an Egyptian prince, Moses never forgot his Hebrew roots. One day, seeing an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave, he acted out in anger and killed the Egyptian. Fearing punishment, Moses fled to the desert of Midian, where he lived as a shepherd. He married Zipporah, the daughter of a Midianite priest, and lived in peace for many years. One day, while tending sheep on Mount Horeb, Moses encountered a burning bush that was not consumed by the fire. From the bush, God spoke to him and called him to return to Egypt to free the Israelites from slavery. Though Moses was hesitant and claimed he was not a good speaker, God assured him that he would be with him and sent his brother Aaron to help. Moses returned to Egypt and confronted Pharaoh, demanding in God's name, "Let my people go." Pharaoh refused, and in response, God sent 10 plagues upon Egypt, each worse than the last, turning water to blood, frogs, lice, boils, hail, and finally, the death of the firstborn. Only after the 10th plague did Pharaoh allow the Israelites to leave. Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, and they crossed the Red Sea, which God miraculously parted for them. Pharaoh changed his mind and pursued them, but the sea closed over the Egyptian army, drowning them. In the wilderness, the Israelites faced many challenges, including hunger and thirst, but God provided manna from heaven and water from a rock. At Mount Sinai, God gave Moses the 10 Commandments, laws for the people to live by. Moses spent 40 days on the mountain, speaking with God. However, while he was gone, the Israelites built a golden calf to worship. In anger, Moses broke the tablets, but he later returned to the mountain to receive a new set. Moses led the Israelites for 40 years in the wilderness, guiding them with God's help. Although he was not allowed to enter the promised land himself due to an act of disobedience, he saw it from afar before he died. Moses' leadership, faith, and obedience made him a central figure in the Bible and a model of trust in God. Moses faithfully led the Israelites for 40 years, guiding them toward the promised land. Though he was not permitted to enter it himself, God allowed him to see it from a mountain before he died. His legacy of faith, courage, and obedience lives on as a central figure in the Bible. Thank very much for hearing the short story of Moses. Well my friend, always take care and have a nice day. Goodbye.